is this thing about to go the way that I think it is? Let's talk about it.
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxiie with Roxiie Says, and we're gonna talk about it. Today we are reviewing Traitors Season 3, Episode 10. Baby, this was a good episode. I don't like how y'all left us though. I'm not feeling that, but I definitely enjoyed it. So let's get right into this review. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware every time I post a new video. All right, y'all. So the episode picks up with Danielle revealing herself to Brittany as the traitor, and Brittany doesn't really seem surprised at all, honestly. All right, so Danielle offers her the ultimatum to either become a traitor or get red-rummed tonight. And Danielle tells Brittany how much she trusts her, and of course, Brittany accepts this offer. So next we see them, they're in the turret, they're talking mad shit about Carolyn, and Brittany says that she is honored that Danielle chose her, and she promises to do everything, okay? Everything that she can to make it with her all the way to the end. And Danielle is over the moon because she feels that she finally has a fellow traitor who she can truly trust, all right? So they decide to protect Dylan and Dolores because those are their two most trusted people in the castle. But Danielle, she doesn't know that Dylan thinks that she's a traitor, not yet at least, okay? So Brittany tells Danielle that Tom and Gabby are onto her, which is true because we just watched Brittany in the last episode have a whole conversation with Tom and Gabby about it. So Brittany is off to a good start so far. I'm like, okay, she seems pretty trustworthy for now. And Brittany feels that if they red rum Gary and keep Tom, he's still gonna come for Dolores because you know Tom has been on Dolores's ass for quite some time. But they also have Ivar as another option. So they both feel confident with this red rum and they like the way that they strategize together. And as y'all all know, we won't find out until breakfast, all right? So Dylan and Danielle are the first in, and Danielle lets Dylan know that he is her person, and they share a hug. And I was like, oh, isn't that the sweetest thing you've ever seen? All right. So Dylan tells us that he's still deciding to move forward, thinking that Danielle is a faithful. Okay. He says, I've thought about it a little bit. I'm going to move forward thinking that Danielle is a faithful, but I'm still going to be suspicious of everybody up in this house. All right. So they both discuss their suspicion of Gabby, and Danielle mentions that both Carolyn and Gabby put her name down at the last round table. So she's trying to connect Gabby to Carolyn as a fellow traitor, all right? We then see Dolores and Brittany and Gabby come in, and Gabby tells us that she has to be extra careful and she needs to watch out for Danielle because she voted for her and she believes that Danielle is a traitor, so she knows she's gonna come after her. So now it's between Tom and Ivar, and we find out that the person red-rummed was none other than... Let me tell you something. I was so sad that Tom was gone. I'm like, I know I'm not sad for this guy who y'all tell me I should not be sad for because he is trash. But I really was. I wanted to see him stay in the game for a little bit longer. I didn't want him to go. Okay. But we do see Danielle and Brittany, and they're in the turret picking Tom because he is on to Danielle. And they say that the plan is to work on Gabby for tonight's banishment. I will say that so far, Brittany and Danielle are making a great team. They're working together. So we see Tom in his confessional, and he's like, I knew it. I knew it was going to be me because I'm the biggest threat, okay? I'm the big dog up in here. And he says that he didn't expect to be so good at this game, but he had fun, and everyone respects him, and everyone knows how he gets down. I'm like, okay, Tom, chill out. Not too much, all right? So Ivar is safe, and we hear Dylan say that Carolyn was the one keeping Tom in the game, and now she's gone, so Tom is gone as well. What a shame that Chrishell isn't here to see this and to bask in this amazing moment. She would have been so happy. She would be dancing all up through that damn breakfast room, all right? So we see Alan. He comes in looking fly as usual, confirming that Tom is now toast. And child, he says, such a shame. For once, he was actually faithful. I said, you know what, Alan? You know you wrong for that. You are so wrong for that. Now, Alan has given some shady condolences, but that one was the worst I've seen thus far. So Alan lets them know that they got to be extra smart today in this game because tonight will be the last round table where the player's identity will be revealed. And he also lets them know that someone will be given a special power greater than anything they have ever seen before. I said, all right now. So next we see Gabby and Danielle. They're making small talk, you know, feeling each other out. And Danielle lets us know that she has to make sure that Gabby is out tonight, and she is the target for tonight's banishment. So that's what she'll be working on all day today. She runs right over to Dolores to put that little Gabby bug in her ear. And Dolores is like, you know what? I can see it too. I can see it too, because I remember at the last round table, Gabby voted for Danielle along with Carolyn. And Danielle is like, exactly. And Dolores says that she wouldn't mind voting for Gabby. She just has to see what the numbers are looking like. In Dolores' confessional, she says that she absolutely trusts Danielle, and she thinks that Danielle is an honest and a loyal person. I said, okay, girl, okay. And Danielle tells her, look, I'm not putting your name down, and I'm not putting Dylan's name down at all, no matter what, okay? So next we see Dylan and Ivar. They're confirming that they know for sure that they are faithfuls, okay? They're like, I don't know about everyone else, but I know for sure you're a faithful, I'm a faithful. And Ivar says that he has had his eye on Danielle, as we have seen. And because Danielle says that her mind is racing all the time, Ivar thinks that it's because she has a guilty conscience, okay? Ivar says, when I go to bed, I be asleep. I'm asleep, okay? I don't have nothing to worry about because I know that I'm a faithful. But because Danielle's mind is always racing, that means in Ivar's mind that Danielle is a traitor because she's always strategizing, okay? And we see that Dylan, he's still on that Gabby train, okay? He's still on the Gabby train, and he says that he ain't never trusted her. And we know that because Dylan always is the only one voting for Gabby. And Ivar says that he's cool with voting for Gabby tonight. It don't mean nothing to him, but Dylan is still on the fence. Why are you on the fence now, Dylan? You ain't been on the fence this whole time. All this time, you knew for sure that it was Gabby, and now you're getting people, well, Ivar so far, who would vote for Gabby, and you on the fence? So next we see Gabby and Brittany. They're chatting it up, and Gabby thinks that there are definitely 2 traitors left, and it's Dolores and Danielle. And she says that she's not sure on Dolores, but she is 1,000,000,000,000,000,000% positive on Danielle, because she thinks that the last round table was a traitor on traitor type thing. And Gabby tells Brittany that Danielle is going to want to keep her close since she trusts her so much. So of course, Brittany is worried about this, and she wants to protect Danielle. So she decides to put her plan in motion to get Gabby banished tonight. And still, I'm like, so far, so good. Brittany is doing a good job as a new traitor. I feel like she hasn't missed a beat. She hasn't changed up in her behavior at all. So she runs to Dylan, and she's like, you know what I noticed? I noticed that Gabby only wants to be cool with me now because all her little Bambi friends, they done ran off into the woods, okay? Now she want to be my friend. And how could you be a true faithful with only talking to a few people and not trying to be cool with everyone, unless you just feel like you got it like that because you're protected, because you're a traitor, okay? And she also reiterates that Gabby voted for Danielle last night instead of Carolyn, her fellow traitor. Meanwhile, we see Danielle. She goes and she sits in the same room as Gabby, and she just says, hey girl, what's up? And then she sits there in complete silence. Complete silence, like a little weirdo. I was like, Danielle, Danielle. And Gabby, she's sitting there sipping her tea, and she's like thinking, what the hell is Danielle on? But in her confessional, she's like, is she trying to intimidate me? Because she's not. I ain't getting up. I was sitting here first. I'm going to just sit here and sip my tea. And in Danielle's confessional, she says that Gabby has no idea what's about to hit her. And she says that she is going to end her tonight, all right? So it is challenge time, and Alan tells us that today's mission is like none other because the players will be going head to head to win a power that can change the course of this entire game. And on the way to the challenge, we see Danielle and Brittany in the car, and they're like, okay, so in addition to our 2 votes, we know for sure that Dolores and Dylan will be voting for Gabby. And I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? You might want to double check. You might want to double check, okay? Meanwhile, Dolores is telling Dylan that she's either voting for Gabby or Ivar, and Dylan says that he still doesn't know. Dylan, I am confusion. Why are you still so confused on who you want to vote for? You loved voting for Gabby, and now you like, oh, I don't know. I don't know who I want to vote for. I'm confusion on that, all right? So they get to their destination, and Alan tells them that they're going to be revisiting their times here with a magical journey through the woods. They're going to come across 3 chapters, all inspired by a story that they have already been a part of. If they successfully complete all of the chapters, they can add up to $30,000 to the prize pot. But more importantly, the player who gets the most gold in this mission will win a monumental power. They will become something called the seer, okay? What is the seer, you might ask? The seer has the power to learn another player's true identity, and they can invite one other player to a private face-to-face meeting, and that player must disclose if they are a faithful or a traitor. I said, whoa, that is crazy. That is messy. And I love it. I love it so much. Let the games begin, okay? And of course, as Alan said, this can change the course of the entire game. So of course, Danielle and Brittany, oh baby, they need to win this challenge. They need to win this challenge because if the power of the seer is given to a faithful, they might as well pack their bags right now and take their asses home. All right, they are done. So the first chapter is the clown chapter. Remember that game with the clowns that challenge that nobody won, and they had the doors and the maids and the diamonds on the door where memory was extremely important? Yeah, that one. So we see that each clown has either $500 of gold or a skull sign, all right? 10 of the clowns have the gold, 5 have the skulls. They need to remember what each clown has, and they need to make sure that they pop the balloons with the gold one by one. If they pop the balloon of the clown who has a skull, they will be disqualified from this particular challenge, along with any gold that they have collected thus far. So the clowns, they open their waistcoats and they show what they have, and I'm like, okay, this shouldn't be too hard. You know, okay, this clown has this, that clown has that clown has that. I can remember a couple off the bat. But child, then these clowns start dancing. They start dancing. They start doing the Beyonce single ladies dance. They start doing a whole bunch of stuff, running around the place. And I'm like, okay, well, damn, I don't know how y'all going to win this. I don't know how y'all are going to win this. This is going to be a little hard. So Alan gives them a prong, and one by one, they each go up to the clown and they pop the balloon to add money to the pot, all right? So far, everyone has guessed correctly, and they have added money to their pot until it is Dylan's turn, and he picked the clown with the skull. And I said, damn, Dylan. So now they have the option to go for another round to get some more money. Danielle and Ivor decide to stick with their little $500. They're like, I'm good with this. But Dolores says that she's feeling lucky. So she pops her balloon again and she wins another $500. So Gabby goes again and she picks the skull and she loses the $500 that she had. Brittany wins another $500. So now Dolores and Brittany can go for another $500, but they both decide to stick with their $1,000, okay? And I would have done the same thing. So the next chapter is the Dollhouse challenge, the one that Tom shined in. Let me stop before y'all think I really love Tom, child, all right? So Dylan is determined to win some money in this game because as of right now, he has $0, all right? So the dolls are worth varying amounts, and they can pull on the doll's cord, and the doll will reveal the amount that they have. So they can decide to keep pulling to get more money or to bank the amount that the doll has already confirmed. But of course, if they pull one too many times, they can lose everything, all right? So Dolores and Brittany each bank $1,400. Gabby is at $0 from the last game, so she pulling and pulling because she's like, look, I don't have anything to lose. So she gets up to $1,600, and I was like, girl, stop right there. Don't pull anything else, please, girl. But she keeps pulling, and she loses everything again. I'm like, Gabby, girl, you don't know when to stop. You see, I think I would be good at this game because once I get 2 back to back, oh, I'm done. I'm out. Let me take my money and let me go about my business. All right. So you know that Danielle was happy because Gabby is the last person who she wants to win this seer power, because Danielle knows that if Gabby wins this, she is coming straight for her. All right. So it's Ivor's turn, and he too thinks that Danielle is a traitor. So he's pulling and pulling and pulling, and he loses the $1,400 that he could have kept if he wasn't so damn greedy. Child. So Danielle banks $2,000. Dylan has $1,800, which he could just keep, but he keeps pulling and pulling, and he ends this round with $0 again, just like the first round. Dylan, why didn't you stop? You came in with 0. $1,800 wasn't enough for you? See, that's what you get. So now it is time for the last challenge, and currently Danielle, Brittany, and Dolores have the most money. But now everyone has a chance to win and turn the game around with this challenge. So these bags have gold coins, each worth $100. What they must do is put the coins in their personal cage and hoist the cage up into the air within 5 minutes. Whoever doesn't hoist their cage up into the air in the allotted time will be disqualified, all right? So they run and they start opening these bags, and apparently these bags are full of poop. These bags are full of poop. Now, Alan, why would you do that to these people? That's nasty, Alan. Come on. You didn't have to do that. Child, Dylan is gagging. Gabby is upset that her manicure is now done. And Dylan says that he is watching Danielle, and he can see that she really, really wants to win this, which is suspicious. And I'm like, Dylan, don't y'all all really, really want to win this? Y'all all really, really want to win it. Like, let's be real, okay? So they all get their cages up, and Alan lets them know that one of them has banked more coins than anyone else, and they have been granted the power of the seer. But of course, no one knows who, because you can't even see how many coins are in each cage. And Alan says that he is withholding this information until after tonight's roundtable. I said, now, Alan, Alan, you want to roll today, okay? So back at the castle, everyone is trying to guess who the seer is. We can see Gabby and Dylan, they're chatting, and Gabby tells him about the night that she heard Danielle coming out of the bookcase. Remember that night? It was like, what? Like the first or second episode? I could be lying, but we all remember that night, okay? She says that she heard Danielle's voice. And in addition to that, Jeremy was red-rummed after saying Danielle's name. And Danielle being the one to spread the word about Carolyn to get her banished is enough evidence to bring her up at the round table and to get her banished. And Dylan agrees. And although he's been suspicious of Gabby, he says that her argument for Danielle is very convincing. So as Gabby is leaving this conversation with Dylan, we see Danielle. She's coming right in to speak to Dylan. I'm like, well, damn, is Dylan the head honcho in the house now? Everyone is running to Dylan to plead their case to him. So Dylan tells Danielle, look, it's going to be real hard for me tonight. This is going to be real difficult. And Danielle is like, why? And he's like, because it's going to be between you and Gabby. Danielle is like, oh, between me and Gabby? Why are you saying that? Dylan tells her, look, I don't want to believe it, but I just don't know at this point. So Danielle, she puts on her acting face, as she should, as anyone would in this situation, but at least she keeps it kind of cute for this one. And she's like, oh my God, Dylan, I'm so hurt. I can't believe this. I can't believe you would think this of me. At least Dylan is up front with it, because most people would have lied. They wouldn't have even given her the heads up, but at least Dylan can do that. You can tell that he really cares about Danielle, okay? But he says, look, I haven't decided yet, and I'm not necessarily going to vote for you. I just don't know, okay? I just want to let you know that it's a possibility. Baby, Danielle is shook. She is shook, and in her confessional, she's like, okay, well, at least I have Brittany with me, and I know for sure that I can trust her. Child, every single time that Danielle said that in her confessional, I'm like, Brittany gonna get her banished. Brittany gonna get her banished, just like I said in my last review, okay? So Danielle goes and tells Brittany that Dylan is open to voting for her. And Brittany is like, girl, what? Who told you that? And Danielle is like, girl, he told me. He told me himself. She was so upset. So now they're scrambling to find votes to save Danielle, all right? So Brittany goes to speak to Dolores, who we know is deciding between voting for Gabby or Ivar. And baby, the way that Dolores was sitting there, chill, looking like a mob boss, she was like, hey, somebody's gotta go. It is what it is. All I need to hear is Gabby's case. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know what I want to do. Brittany is running around like a chicken with her head cut off, looking for Ivar at this point. And during this scene, I was like, you know what? At least for now, still, Brittany seems like she has Danielle's back, okay? I don't know how long it's going to last, but again, so far, so good. So she goes to Ivar, and he says, look, I am all in on Danielle, because all that shaking and stuff that she was doing, it completely stopped when it was time for her to comfort Carolyn at that round table. When it was time for her to take Carolyn out, oh, she was focused. She was focused. She didn't even blink. I was like, Ivar, you making a lot of sense, okay? And he tells Brittany, you know what? This is pretty much going to boil down to your vote. It's going to be on you. And Brittany says, well, I'm probably going to vote for Gabby. And when she said that, I was like, okay, are you going to try to make a case for Gabby? Are you going to try to say something that can take the heat off of Danielle? But I figured it's because she doesn't really have anything on Gabby other than Gabby now speaking to her because her fellow Bambis are gone. Okay, like that's, who cares, all right? So from there, I was like, if this whole table votes for Danielle, and it's down to Brittany, she is not going to vote for Gabby. She is not going to be the odd man out. And we're going to see what happens later, okay? She will vote Danielle out of here. That's just my opinion. So it looks like maybe Danielle gave Brittany some acting classes while they were in the turret, because Brittany starts trying to fake cry. She starts trying to fake cry, and she's like, you know what? I can't write Danielle's name down. I won't be able to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. She's my girl. And Ivar is like, look, Danielle is a smart cookie, all right? And it's gonna get messy, but we have a game to play. And all Brittany keeps doing while she's trying to muster up one tear is, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, girl, you gonna write Danielle's name down. You gonna write Danielle's name down. Yes, you are. I can see it already. Even if you don't want her to go, you are not going to risk being the only person who doesn't write her name down, because you know it's going to make you look suspicious, especially when it's revealed that she is a traitor and you are the only one who didn't want to vote for her, okay? So it is roundtable time. And of course, everyone is extremely nervous, and Alan lets them know that there is now $166,800 in the prize pot, and this is the very last time that anyone will have to reveal their identity. So Brittany starts with Gabby with that same story about, oh, Gabby only started talking to us that's when her fellow Bambis went home, and that's because she wasn't fearful of her position. Okay, girl, whatever. And Gabby pretty much shuts that down, and she says, look, we can all argue that we're faithfuls, but I have no loyalties to anyone here at this table. And Danielle, you presented an amazing case last night against Carolyn, and I'm wondering if you had all of that inside information because you were privy to it firsthand. And honestly, what it reminded me of was that showdown between B-Rob and Bob the drag queen. I said, ooh, Gabby, you better get her. It was giving traitor versus traitor. And Dylan jumps in and he says, Danielle, you destroyed Carolyn, and I stand by my vote. You know, I still stand by my vote, but there is a chance that y'all were both telling the truth and Carolyn just wasn't convincing enough, which is true based on what we saw. Carolyn was not prepared. Now, I have seen comments of people saying that they saw videos or heard podcasts where apparently Carolyn did make more of a case at the round table, but it was cut out. Okay, so all I can go is by what I saw on the actual show. Anyway, Ivar also believes that it was a traitor versus traitor showdown at the round table. But child, Danielle claims that she could never be a traitor. It's just not in her. But it could be the girl next door. And she turns and looks at Gabby. And again, Gabby shuts her down and she's like, okay, yeah, that's just a personality trait. We've been down this road before. And Danielle says, hold on. Let me finish. The red rums don't make any sense for it to be me. And Gabby says, Tom sure did. He was throwing your name around and he was red rummed the next day. But Danielle claims that she had no idea that Tom was saying her name. She's like, I didn't know that. And remember, I voted for Boston Rob 2 times. And Gabby's like, okay, yeah, so did I. Okay, well, like what else? I voted for him too. And Gabby says, I know that I'm an easy target for the traitors, okay? And I can see that they're trying to frame me. And child, Danielle tries to be patronizing and she says, no, Gabby, I think you're smart. And baby, the way Gabby was like, oh no, I'm not saying I'm done. That's not what I'm saying. Like, don't get it twisted. But Gabby tells the round table that she believes that the traitors kept her in this game for this very moment. And Danielle tries to cut her off and Gabby says, hold on, it's my turn to speak. Hold on a second. So Dolores jumps in and she says that the traitor doesn't have to be a woman, okay? Because remember, everyone is stuck on this traitor being a woman theory. And she continues to say that Ivar has been floating under the radar tonight, and because of that, I'm voting for Ivar. And I said, girl, whoa, Dolores just put it out there. Have we seen that before? Like, we've seen people make their case, but Dolores was just like, look, I'm voting for Ivar. Like, what's next? But Ivar says that would be a pointless move. So it's voting time. And at this point, I was 1000% sure that Danielle was out of here. I'm like, oh, Danielle is out of here. So we see Ivar. He votes for Danielle. Dolores votes for Ivar, which was a bit of a waste in my opinion, honestly. And she brings it back to Dorinda going home after she argued with him on the first day after that challenge. Remember when they came home and they didn't save him no food? Oh, Dorinda was hot, okay? So then we see Danielle vote for Ivar, and baby, I was like, what is going on here? I was not expecting that at all. But she says, I had an aha moment, and I remembered that Bob the drag queen wrote your name down 2 times. If I was Brittany, the moment that Danielle did that, I would have been like, oh, okay, so we can make a plan before we go to the round table, but I'm allowed to just go rogue when I want to because that's what Danielle did. Okay, cool. Let's see what type of time we on. Because I thought that we came in here voting for Gabby and you just changed it. Okay, cool. So Gabby votes for Danielle. Brittany votes for Ivar. And at this point, I'm like, what is going on? And I know damn sure that Ivar was like, what in the bloody hell is going on here? I know he didn't even think that he was a thought in this whole situation. So now with 3 votes for Ivar and 2 for Danielle, it is down to Dylan's vote. And Dylan votes for Danielle. He votes for Danielle. And Dylan says that although she's been his rock in this game, he has to separate his feelings from the evidence, and the evidence against her is undeniable. So baby, now there's a draw. But no one can leave this room until someone is banished. So they each have to make their case, and then there's going to be a second vote that neither Danielle nor Ivar can participate in. If it remains a tie, their fates will be decided by chance. Okay, so Ivar starts and he says that it's his character to be relaxed. He doesn't get into drama. And I said, hold on, Ivar, that's not true, because you be running around telling everybody's business. Okay, you do like drama, you just do it in a more chill way. But he does say that he cannot lie. And if they vote him off, they'll find out that he's a faithful, and it'll be even harder for them going into the final with probably 2 traitors left, and you won't be able to win the game. And I said, That's a great point, Ivar. That was a really good point. So Danielle decides to beg Dylan to please trust her and believe her and don't let her go out like this, because when she gets up there, he's going to be full of regret, like how Brittany was when she did what she did to her on the previous show. I said, I know Brittany is like, well, now why am I in it? Why am I in this? If I was Brittany, I'd be like, girl, what the hell is going on? But Danielle is swearing up and down that she's a faithful, and she is pleading with Dylan to believe her. She's like, I'm begging for my life here. I am begging for my life here, okay? At least she didn't do as much as she did in the last episode, because baby, that was a lot. So it is time to vote. Brittany says that she looked over at Dolores, and Dolores made a motion to vote for Danielle, but she just can't do it. She like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too hard. Dylan doesn't know if he should risk losing his relationship and friendship with Danielle or vote for her. Okay. So child, they start with Dylan, and he votes for Danielle again. He votes for Danielle again. And he says it's because he knows that there are people here who will not write her name down no matter what. And if she makes it through this night as a traitor, she is going to win this game. We see Dolores vote for Ivar again. Gabby votes for Ivar. And the final vote is up to none other than Brittany. Now, who was surprised by this? I wasn't surprised. But what I was surprised at was that they left us on a damn cliffhanger. Now, whose idea was that? What the hell? You don't think that we've suffered enough? See, traitors, I thought that y'all were better than this. I was rooting for y'all. How dare you? Now, Brittany, you would be a complete idiot not to vote for Danielle. Real talk. You would be an idiot not to vote for Danielle. And I would not be surprised at all if you do. And Danielle better not be surprised either, because like I've been said, you handed this to Brittany on a silver platter. If she votes for you, don't be shocked. Don't be surprised. It should be like deja vu to you, okay? And we still don't know who the seer is either. I have no idea who the seer could be because we didn't see those coins. It could be anyone. I honestly don't know. But let me know what y'all think. That was the end of the episode. Tell me all of your predictions. Tell me what you hope will happen, but what you think is really going to happen. Do you have an idea who the seer is? Before you leave, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're made aware when I upload. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!
Roxiie says we're gonna